Are you often confused by the Ad Manager data looking at the different metrics like CTR, CPC, ROAS, or spend? Then this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down how to analyze your winning ads, what's the right way to look at your ads performance, and the old way versus the new way of analyzing your ads, and how to make your life 10 times easier. Because honestly, looking at the right data will help you analyze your ads better and be able to make better ads, which is ultimately your goal, to be able to find ads that can scale your brand. So by the end of this video, I want you to be able to analyze your ads better and be able to find more winning ads. So let's dive into it and hop over to my screen and walk you through how we're actually analyzing our ads, showing you the old way versus the new way of analyzing the ads, and showing you the best way we use at our agency to help analyze hundreds of ads every single week. Now, if you don't know me, my name is Dennis and I'm the founder of D-DOUBLEU Media, an e-commerce growth agency where we help 7 to 9 figure brands scale through paid media and high converting creatives. We've produced almost 100,000 creatives so far and have generated over 150 million for all of our clients in the last 5 years. So with that being said, let's get into today's video. So let's dive into the Ads Manager data, where I want to show you how I have my column set up and how I look at the overall performance of my campaigns and how I would like just live go over the ad account with you right here. So basically right here, I've took this brand, I've blurred out some details to not reveal any details of this brand. We have different campaigns here set up, and this is usually my go-to column setup. We start out with frequency to see if we're reaching new customers for this brand. It is always quite a bit of struggle, like filter by highest spend. You can see this campaign spent the most in the last 30 days right here. It spent 7.9K, and you can see the frequency is quite high. So that means that we are targeting a lot of the existing same customers, and we need obviously a plan to solve this if you want to acquire new customers. Obviously on the ad set level, you will see some of the ad sets are having a low frequency, which is great. Obviously that's always a job that we need to do. Always look at the amount spent. That's usually a good indicator, especially on the ad set level, which ad sets are getting the most amount of spend basically. That's obviously one of the biggest indicator if you're running a CBO setup, which ad sets or ads are getting the most spent, which is usually a good indicator that that creative is really working with its audience and really is being favored by Meta to be able to drive either engagement and conversions. It's obviously the both metrics that you want to aim for, because Facebook is looking for engagement, and obviously it is like secondary, a lot like trying to get you the most conversions as possible for the goals that you set. And then I look back at like the purchase conversion value, so I can see 7.9K spent, 18K in return, and then the ROAS right after. I like to have it set up that way so I can see spent, I got that back, and I have that ROAS and so many purchases and so many web purchases. And then the average order value, I think this is one of the metrics that you need to set up for yourself. Let me see, I think it has been set up. Yeah, you need to like make custom metric, purchase conversion value divided by purchases, and then attribution setting, cost per result, so you can see the cost per purchase. And then basically I have my initiate checkout to purchase ratio, so I can see the drop off, and I have the same for add to cart to initiate checkout, and you can see like initiate checkout to purchase rate is 52%. Checkouts, cost per checkout, always good to see like if there's any, like for example, if you have an ad set or an ad with 0 purchases and you have like a solid cost per checkout compared to the other ads that are getting purchased, you might want to like wait to turn that one off, which is obviously a very important metric to look at. And then add to cart to initiate checkout ratio to see like what's the average and what are we trending here. Add to cart, cost per add to cart, view content to add to cart ratio, obviously very important as well. Content views, cost per content view, and just like going down that funnel to see where there might be a drop off, which obviously the main reason you want to have your column set up this way. Cost per landing page view, because obviously a landing page view is very important to see how effective our ads in driving people to our landing page. And then you have link clicks, CPC all, and then we also have like my CTR, link click-through rate, and unique CTR, unique link click-through rate, and then your CPM. This is usually the way I set up my campaigns, and I would analyze the campaigns as well. So let's take a look at this brand and see what's actually working here. So you can see certain ads are driving different average order values. So you can see this, for example, is a new drop, and this is like a normal drop, and you can see, this average order value is a bit lower. What's happening there? And obviously the cost per purchase lower there as well. You can see all of these metrics, and I would just like look at this and see what is happening and what's trending. This one, for example, has a lower frequency than this one, so the messaging of this ad might have like a better resonation to like a new customer because the frequency is lower and we're speaking to new customers. And obviously usually the ROAS is lower because obviously it's very more expensive to generate results to new customers compared to like past customers that have seen the ads before. So that's usually how I would analyze. And obviously you can go on the ad level as well, and you can go and see which ads have spent the most, and you can see what is happening here on these ad levels. Obviously we turned some stuff off right here. It's 30 days that they might have dropped off after a certain point. So yeah, that's basically how I would look at the overall metrics within the Facebook Ads Manager. Obviously there are certain metrics that can help you as well. I haven't set them up, but I will dive into it in the second part of this video, where we'll look at hook rate, hold rate, etc. But we have a tool called Motion that is better for that specific purpose. I usually don't look at the Ads Manager for specific creative data. I just look at like the actual like metrics that are like the drop off, etc. For example, an easy checkout, to purchase ratio, cost per checkout, add to cart ratio, and then also your amount spent, and seeing how we can optimize that. But obviously for creative analysis and how to analyze creatives, we use a tool called Motion, which is very powerful, and I will talk about that a bit more in the second part of this video. And then one of the other very important things in the Ads Manager, what I really find valuable, is the breakdowns that we have here. So going to the breakdowns, and you can see audience segments. This is obviously very important. You can see new audience, existing customers, engage audience, which are basically, you need to be able to set those up into your advertising settings, and there you'll be able to add those. Let me see if I can show it. You go to your advertising settings and you go to your audience segment and define these audiences, which you can define right here. Existing customers defined, engage audience defined as well. So that's extremely powerful. So then you can see on the campaign level what's actually driving like this. You can see new audience, existing customers, engage audience. So that will give you a solid breakdown of like the incrementality to new customers. And also what you can also do is go to demographics. One of the most important ones is age and gender. So you can see what's actually driving sales, and that also can inform your creatives, because right here we can see the biggest audience is 35 to 44-year-old males. And if we have creators in the videos that are like 18, which is only driving a small percentage of our budget, then obviously that won't work, because the majority of our target audience right here is 35 to 44. You can see that in every single campaign. Obviously we'll have some females as well, which is quite useful, but then the majority is like 25 to 44 roughly, and the biggest one is 35 to 44, which is very valuable insights. So you can adjust your creative messaging to fit those audiences. For example, if you have a very old audience like 55 to 64, you might want to adjust your pacing in your videos. You might want to make sure that your captions are big enough, because they might have trouble reading it. So those are all elements to include in your videos and your statics to make sure that they fit your audience. So let's dive into Motion and why I love Motion so much. It's for me, it's one of the best creative research tools out there that helps you analyze data like a bit better compared to Ads Manager. Obviously, I've covered everything inside the Ads Manager, but I wanted to walk you through a live breakdown of how I would review Motion and how we as an agency and our clients use Motion as well. Now, we have a couple of my favorite reports right here. They actually come as standard, and I wouldn't really change any of them because they do a lot, and you can obviously change a lot about them, but I think the standard reports are pretty solid. So right here we have our top creative reports, which last 14 days spent over 8,000, where you can see all of your top spenders, and you can look at all of the different metrics. So you can in one overview see like which creatives are working well. So you can click on them, have some creative insights as well, and you can see the retention, for example, for your video, and you can see the placement breakdown. You can also see the gender breakdown, and you can see all of the different metrics, which are so powerful to see in one single overview. Because who likes to take a look at these columns in Meta? They are very confusing sometimes, and this groups everything into one nice overview. You can even tag them, so you can work that with your work that out with your team and see what you can do. Like on the later down the line, you can tag them with different tags, so you can see, oh, this is like a VSL, this one is like a static, and you can really have those tags in place as well. So yeah, here you can see your top spenders, you can see your ROAS, you can see your CPA, CTR, all of your purchase data, and you can add more metrics if you want as well. You can see your thumbs up rate, so you can see what's actually working well. You can also see how much that is different from your average. So you can see this is 65% more than average. So we'll take a look at this one and see, oh, well, what was the hook? How can we replicate that in future creatives, and how does that appeal to our target audience? So yeah, that's really what we're looking at here. And obviously you can see your click to purchase. You can see all the way up until like your 25% video rate, 75%, etc., and your hold rate. And you can add more metrics as well. There are so many metrics here as well. Even they have a hook score as well. For example, if you want to add that, let's add it. You can see what's the score of the hook, and it uses like a certain like framework to calculate that based on all the other videos in your account as well. So very powerful as well to have more of like a number towards that video and the hook specifically. So that's the top creative. We also have top landing page, which is really powerful because you can see how many ads are using a certain landing page. You can compare it as well. So you can see, this is, for example, a collection page, and the other one is a product page. So you can see the difference between the click to add to cart ratio, and you can see which really driving the better conversions for your brand. So for example, here you can see this one, this collection page compared to this one is having a much better click to purchase rate, but it also has spent the lowest. So we really want to take a look at these metrics like spend, click to add to cart ratio, click to purchase rate, and you can see obviously this one is the most spent and it has almost the best metrics. So you can really take a look at these metrics and see what is driving the most sales for your customers. And here as well, the creative type comparison is extremely powerful as well, because you can see videos, images, and your DPA ads. You can see videos are driving the majority of spend for this account. However, statics are doing quite well too. So we definitely want to look at like how can we add more statics, because they are driving roughly the same ROAS as our video ads. And here you can see as well, like click to purchase rate on the statics is a bit higher, like roughly the same. So statics are having a solid presence in this account, and we definitely want to increase the static ads testing for this account, for example, because the metrics aren't that different. But I don't know, if we have more volume and we push more spend on statics, obviously that ROAS might go down. But obviously, for example, here the video ads is doing really well for this client. Also, you have a static ad breakdown as well. Last 14 days, for example, you can see ad type is image and carousel, and you can see which static ads are performing for your specific brand. So you can see this one is a top spender. Obviously we have some other ones in there, and this one, for example, is quite new here, which is very powerful too. And yeah, that's obviously a very good report to see what static ads are driving the performance for your brand. Videos as well, video deep dive, specific report on just video ads, and you can break down all of your videos in this report as well. You have your top hooks report as well. You can see which videos have the best hook score. You can see here, and you can also add thumbs up rate, and you can see the different thumbs up rates all quite high, 33%. So that way you can also analyze your ads as well. And you have your top copy report as well. I usually like to add ROAS here as well, so you can see which copies have the highest ROAS, they spend the most, and you can analyze it here. You can see more, and you can see which one are clicked on the most. See more rate is the percent of people who view this ad who in turn clicked on see more button to expand the copy. So this one obviously has a better rate, so we might want to increase spend on this one, 148% based on the average. So obviously that's not powerful. 67% compared to the average. See more rate is higher, so definitely that's a copy that we should include more in our ads. So that's obviously extremely valuable data as well. So that's roughly it for Motion. I really like this tool, and if you want to check it out as well, I have a link below where you can check out Motion for yourself, and if it can add value for you, your brands, your clients, or any other partnership you're working with. And yeah, I'm looking forward for you to explore the tool, and I think it can become really valuable, as I showed you in this video, as it can add a lot more context, but also like more value in terms of like the rigor of your ability to like creatively analyze your ads, which obviously will in return bring you to be able to build better ads based on the data that you're seeing in your ad account, but also in the Motion report that I just showed you. So with that being said, I hope you liked this video, and if you found it valuable, please leave a like below. Check out Motion if you're interested in the link, in the first link in the description, and I'm looking forward to seeing the next video.